All right, everybody, welcome to the Daily Fire. Today's topic is this: you're accountable for your results. Sit back and relax, and welcome to today's fire. This morning, alarm goes off at 4:20. I get up at 4:20. What I was experiencing, though, was the way I look. I want you to see this. Like, my wife was like, "You're going to film your show?" Like, Daniel's like, "You're going to film your show? Like, do you need a hat?" I'm all, "No, I don't need a damn hat. I'm sick. I feel like absolute dog shit. And that's just what it is." So that is the reality. So it's like, I'm just going to go be. I don't care about presenting a persona online or to people, or like, I am who I am. All my imperfections, all the things that I'm not great about, all the things I do. Like, sometimes I'm a jerk to people, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm the greatest guy in the world, sometimes I'm not. Like I have no interest in just putting on a plastic persona. Because the only reason, I was talking about this the other day, the only reason I do these shows, the only reason I'm online on social media is because God told me to do it. If it were not for that, I would just go live my life, because my life works really well, and I don't need to do all the rest of this stuff. Like, there's no reason for it other than God's telling me to do it. I'm not a social media guy. I don't enjoy it. But if God tells me to do something, even if I don't know why I'm doing it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So anyhow, that is not about the topic of today's show, but we're going to dive into the show today because I get up at 4:20 and I'm tired, which is fine. Like, I'm like, but it's more than that. All right. My head is just pounding. It is just like so stuffed up, and I feel like crap. My body feels like crap. I didn't sleep well, but I'm clearly sick. Like, I have had a cough that I haven't been able to get over for like the last 2-3 weeks. It's like the big, deep, phlegmy, like, coughing up stuff every time. I had these big coughing fits, and so something's going around in the world today. Clearly it's happening here at the island as well, and I'm a little bit sick and under the weather. And so inside that environment, like, I don't feel good this morning, and I realize that I can tell that I'm at like this breaking point. But I get in the car. I'm driving to the gym, and I'm like, and I know what I've got. I got back today, right? Back was my scheduled workout of the day. And it's intense, and I work out intense. I don't just go to the gym and like kind of halfway do anything. There's no purpose in that. Like, there's no point. Like, I'm there to train. I'm not there to just check a box. And so I'm in the car, and I just get to this point. I'm almost to the gym. I've been in the car now. It's about 15 minutes to the gym. I've been in the car about 10 minutes, and I'm realizing that if I push forward and I don't listen to my body, there's a high probability with how hard I'm about to push myself that I could send myself into a sickness. Basically, like, I'm already weak and my immunity is because I'm sick, right? So so it's this paradox, right? Because I'm like, I do what I say I'm going to do, period. Like, I'm accountable to Trevor J. White, period. And Trevor J. White said he's up at 4:20, he's going to go to the gym. And I sat there in this moment as I'm driving, and I'm like trying to evaluate the situation. I'm like, am I compromising? Am I compromising on the non-negotiables that Trevor White has for himself? And I had to come to determine, what am I going to do? And I made a bold declaration to myself, and I realized, no, this is not compromising. What I'm doing is listening to my body, and I understand that health, wellness, and fitness and physical fitness, this is a pursuit over time. It's not a one-day quick fix hit. And I've run into problems in the past when I've either been injured or sick, and I keep going and keep pushing. And instead of something that would have taken me a day or two to recover from, sometimes it's taken me a week or two or a month or two. My shoulder, I have an injured shoulder, not because I should have an injured shoulder by any stretch. I could have not had one. But it's because I was in a CrossFit workout, and I refused to listen to my body, and I kept going. I kept pushing. And when I did that, boom, I injured something in it. Eventually, I'm probably going to need some kind of surgery on it, because it has never healed. It's not going to heal. All the experts I talk to that know anything, they tell me, yeah, you probably tore blah, 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 blah. It's not just, it will never heal. You'll have to get it fixed. So I'm like, well, that's amazing. So I already know there's consequences if you just bullheadedly go forward in life. This is one of the main reasons I started my company, Pivot. If you think of the word pivot, it's changing directions, right? A basketball player is actually, if he can't pivot, he's not a good basketball player. I don't care how good of a shot he has, how good of his vertical leap is. He will never excel at a high level, because it's in the pivot that's your power. The pivot is where you find the power. And so I have a declaration, here's what Trevor does. But then I have this pivot moment. Do I take the pivot? Do I move to the side? And I do. I adjust. I turn a car around. I drive back to the house, and I choose to not push my body physically today like I normally would have every single day. Right? And in the past, I would have had guilt and shame around this, because I'd have been like, oh, I'm weak. I'm such a wimp. I didn't go do the thing I said I would do. I didn't go work out. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Woe is me, right? But not realizing that that would not get me what I wanted. And it was in the pivot of understanding that I need to actually listen to my surroundings and the things around me to get what I want. And this is what's crazy. Today, the choice to not push myself physically in the gym will actually make me more fit. What? It's wild. But at the end of the day, I'm the only one that's accountable for the decisions that I make. I choose to work out, I'm accountable for the results. I choose to turn around and come back home, I'm accountable for the result. My life, my fault. Right, here's what's wild. In the fitness realm, like, it is not complicated at all. You don't have to be smart to be fit. You don't have to have any skill sets whatsoever. Like, I want you to consider that. And there's like some of you high elite trainer athletes out there, you'd be like, yes, you do. You CrossFit guys, you're like, you've got to be super fit. You do not have to have a skill to be healthy and have your body weaponized. No skill required. I think this is what separates the body from anyone else. This is why when you go to the beach and you see 100 people and 99 of them are overweight, they're soft, they clearly do not train for anything in the physical side of body. And then you see the one that does. It's like everyone's eyes are drawn to the one that does because there is a price that must be paid. And here's what's crazy. Out of those 100 people, every single one of them has the capability to be at their highest physical state, period. Based on the training that you do for your body, the exercise, the moves you make, and the foods you eat. It is not complicated. So then I ask you the question, why do so many people struggle? Why are there so many fad diets? Why are so many people looking for the pill they could pop or the shot they can give themselves or the thing that they can do to get them where they want to go physically? Instead of understanding it is basic. You don't need a hack. You don't need to figure something random out. What you need is to learn how to train your mind to be disciplined, to do what you say you will do. And when you look at the results in your life, if you do not have what you want, it's your fault. It's not your husband's fault. It's not your wife's fault. It's not your kid's fault. It's not the weather's fault. It's not the president's fault. It's no one's fault except yours. And when you don't have the results you want, it's because you lack the mental discipline to do one simple thing. Do what you say you will do. You are accountable for your results. I walk around with a six-pack, not because I give a shit about a six-pack. I walk around with a six-pack because I have trained my mind to do what I say I will do. I want my body to be the outward appearance of what discipline looks like for me. The result just happens to be that I have a pretty good physique. Because I don't eat the things I shouldn't eat. I eat the things I should eat. I do work out. I do listen. I do follow protocols. I do what I say I will do. All you guys out here who are trying to become physically fit, you sit in this game and you want to go down that. It is not a matter of the program you're following. There are literally millions of different workouts you could do. Pull up YouTube, look them up. You could do them. There are free programs everywhere on the fitness side that you can follow that would get you the results that you want. But even with that, many of you do not have the physical body that you want. It's not about information. It's not about knowledge. It's about having a position, having yourself in a place where you have trained your mind that you trust you. That when you declare you're going to get up at a certain time, you get up at a certain time. When you declare you're going to go to the gym, you go to the gym. When you declare these things, you do them. All the while listening and keeping yourself in alignment to one simple target. What do you want? Not in the short term. What do you want in the long term? What's the ultimate goal? Where are you actually trying to get? I know where I'm going with my body, which is why working out today was actually 100% in alignment, or not working out today was 100% in alignment with where I'm going with my body. Because my body is the opening vessel to the power that I experience. My money in my bank account is directly tied to the discipline I have created in my body. My relationship with my wife, with Danielle, is 100% non-negotiable, inarguable. It is tied to the discipline I created in my body. I want you to hear that. God gave us this gift of the body. And the way you treat that gift, the things you do with that gift, they are a direct correlation to everything else in your life. Everything else. It all centers there. It's a starting point. Because it's the one area in life you can't fake. You can't cheat it. And there is no hack for it. You either have the discipline and the mental toughness to build the physique, to build the health, to build it up, to be the man or the woman that you want to be, or you don't. Simple as that. All my businessmen out there, traveling on the road, you justify, you give yourself excuses and excuses and excuses until you find yourself walking around with that dad bod. And all that tells the world is that you have a weak level of discipline here. You may have figured out how to make money, but what you haven't figured out is how to actually be a disciplined human being. Get that part, figure that part out, your entire world will explode in a way you have never even understood. Like it should sicken you. Standing there, butt-ass naked, looking in the mirror and seeing what you see. When you've got that extra 30, 40, 50 pounds hanging over your waist, sitting down like you just look like that. You look like it. And you can't hide that. No amount of money is going to hide that. No amount of your relationship with your wife is going to hide that. It's just not. There's a reason why when I go hang out with my kids, and when they were little and I would go to the park with the kids, that none of the other parents are actually playing with their kids. Because they physically can't. And it's not like their parents are 80 years old. They're the same age as me. There are consequences, painful consequences to your inability to actually have discipline in what you say you're going to do. So you're either going to do it or you're not. Simple as that. Simple as that. So that's all I got for you today. Clearly, I'm fired up about this topic. I'm going to bring a little bit more intensity as we go through these because I'm sick and tired of hearing people walk around being the victims to their circumstance and then crying about their results. Crying that the results aren't what they want them, or looking and knowing there's potential more inside of them. And it starts with this body, this physical body. This physical body. So I'm bringing the fire. I'm going to bring the fire. So if this show brought value to anybody that you know that is in a place that they need to hear what is being said today, share the show. Share it up with them now so that they have the ability to fight for themselves and take true accountability for their results. So, see you end of the show, gentlemen, ladies. This is your boy, Trevor J. White, reminding you that you're just one pivot away.